Brilliant. Thank you, Barry, for the introduction. So yes, my name's Aaron. I'm head of sales for the Anker SOLIX X1 for UK and Ireland. Joined on this call today is Antti, who is my global technical support manager, and also my UK and Ireland technical support manager, which is called Ian. So they will be able to answer any calls that you may have, any questions that you may have in the chat today regarding any technicals whilst I run through this presentation. Additionally, towards the end of this call, we like to have a guest speaker in all of our webinars. Just someone who's been an Anker ambassador over the last 6 months, which is a guy called Jamie, Managing Director of Volt Electrical. And he's done multiple installs since we started, and he'll just give you some of the background on how he has felt working with us as a company and how the installations have proceeded. So we're joined today for the Anker SOLIX X1, the Home Energy Solutions 2025. Anker SOLIX as a company hasn't just popped up anywhere. I always think as an installer, there's so many products on the market now, and how do we stand out from the crowd in terms of our USPs and our design, but also the history of the brand, and will we be there for the length of its warranty? So Anker SOLIX actually started in 2011 under the Anker Innovations brand. We're currently in 200 million users' hands worldwide in 146 countries and regions, with over 13 years of pioneering charging technology. Now, half of our company, which is 5,000 employees globally, half of our company continuously work in research and development, and this is what allows us to continue to innovate a product. As you are very much well aware, there's a lot of product that's on the market that has been quite stagnant, hasn't moved forward, and with us as a business, we're one of the few companies that can continue to develop this. We're in 21 offices globally, and we have an array of battery brands and different various products under our umbrella. So we've got the Anker SOLIX, which is the X1. You may have actually seen some of the Anker PPS products, which is the portable power systems. And we're sold in brands such as Harvey Norman, Argos, Currys, John Lewis, Costco's. You may have also seen one of our other brands, which is the Eufy indoor and outdoor motion security camera. And we've also just recently launched in the last year the robotic vacuum. And Nebula, which is our projector, pocket projectors, as well as Soundcore, which is noise cancellation headphones. So this company has continued to grow in development with our various brands. As mentioned, research and development is a huge thing in this industry at the moment. So 50% are made up in research and development, marketing and sales teams, which are people like myself, and then our operational side, our go-to-market managers who decide when the product should go to launch. Last year we took, I think we invested roughly around $400 million. We doubled on from 2023 in terms of research and development, which continuously allows us to innovate and listen to our end users and also you, the installers. In terms of the voice of the consumer, this is a massive thing when we do our research. So voice of consumer, we take over 200 plus calls, 200,000 plus calls per year with 1 million plus emails, and we have 100 plus online product reviews. To the date, at the moment, Anker SOLIX and Anker as a brand have sat at 99.2% globally online with reviews, positive reviews. When we put a product into launch, this product actually took 3 years of development. So we looked at other brands on the market. How could we set ourselves apart from the rest, looking outside the box? And we pulled product apart so many times. But how we work and transition into bringing a product to market is IPD. So we create a concept, we plan it and develop it. We then verify it and release it for customer use. We do over 30 plus types of testing with over 2,000 test cases before a product even goes to market, and seven technical inspection checkpoints along the way. So where have we been in our technology? So this is always a massive thing that I always say about, you've got USPs in the business, slim design and so forth, but where is our technology and how's it been created? So we're known for Anker Intelligence, which creates an optimized strategy. It analyzes habits and weather conditions to predict solar generation and energy use. We have plug-in power, and that enables plug-and-play setups. So whether you see old battery compatibility in parallel system configurations. Infinity Power, which is Anker's proprietary technology, Infinity Power, and that offers unprecedented lifespan, safety, and reliability, even with 10 years plus of everyday use of our product. And then finally, for the X1, the modular power management system, and that was Anker's MPMS, and that boosts energy up to 5% plus through individual power optimization in every individual battery module. And that also enables independence of charging and discharging. We always innovate some really cool groundbreaking products. So you can see to the left-hand side, the SolarBank 2 E1600 Pro has been the best seller in Europe so far in terms of battery storage for really built up urban areas. And this is stackable and can go up to 9.6 kilowatt hours. We also created the Anker SOLIX C300 XDC, which is an ultra powerful multi-device handheld. Solar cloaks, solar umbrellas, as mentioned, the robotic vacuums, and then obviously Soundcore. And we've been known for a new product in sleep-in earbuds for enhanced comfort. But you're not here for what other brands we have under our umbrella, but it's really important for you to know that we haven't just popped up out of nowhere. So our brand mission is to enable everyone everywhere with energy independence to power on a sustainable future together. So as mentioned, we've got our camping series, our portable power systems. And actually, this has really been so well received with Anker ambassadors who are installing our product, because they actually have these PPS products like the C1000X in their vans, charging up their laptop or their drills, all their tools that they require, or even a kettle when they want to have a cup of tea during site install for an X1. We have the Flex series, which is power for home and outdoor use. This has actually charged up a Tesla truck in America, but no surprise. The Effortless series, the E series, which as mentioned is the SolarBank, and then we created the Extreme series, our Anker SOLIX X1. So powerful impressions do lead to rapid growth. So as a business, we're rapidly growing. So we started off at the X1 launch and we seeded the market in America. We took our time with the product, launched it around 15, 18 months ago. We then put it into 9 countries within Europe, and then the UK and Ireland were last. But I do always say we saved the best till last. So we've got 40 plus global channel partners, 700 plus certified installers, and we've got 100% installer coverage in Germany, UK, and Ireland. We've got low failure rates, and we have honest client feedback from the Anker ambassadors themselves. We listen to what they like out of our product or what could be improved within our product, and we action it rapidly. So the X1, a minimalist design, an energy booster, and a reliable guard. We've won Technology Innovation Awards 2024, and we've also been a Red Dot winner for 2024. So let's start at the top of the battery. This was inspired by the break of dawn, and it has an interactive light strip, an LED intuitive screen display. So this power module, or what we call it as a power module, is actually your inverter, as most installers know it. And this shows an array of different progresses throughout the day in terms of remaining battery SOC, daily solar power generation, grid connection status, internet connection status, and home load consumption. This power module comprises of 2 MPPTs. We are a low voltage startup of 75 volts. It has a DC built-in DC isolator. Please also be advised that we do them in an array of different size inverters. So for single phase, we do 3.68, 5 kilowatt and 6 kilowatt. Now, most of the leading market in Ireland single phase are your 3.68s and your 5 kilowatts. It allows double the PV input power. So as an example, a 5 will give you a 10. Also be advised that you have the Whelan dongle, which comes as standard in your box. If you are doing any off-grid projects, you will require a 4G dongle. We have a look through the traditional all-in-one system style. So you see a lot of the batteries to the left-hand side still on the market with hybrid inverters, a backup box, a power module, and a battery stack. And we tried to create 4 things into one system. So as mentioned, power module, which sits at the top, and our battery modules on the right-hand side. So this displayed system here is classed as a 15 kilowatt hour system. So every 5 kilowatt hour power battery module. You will see as well that the battery cells are to the left-hand side, and the right-hand side of the battery modules have their own individual battery management system and innovative energy optimizers. What does that allow? So most traditional batteries on the market currently at the moment sit, if there was a battery failure, an abnormality, it would shut down the entire system, which leaves your client quite upset and annoyed. You are then annoyed at the distributor, who then has to respond and deal with this with the manufacturer. So for us, just to make you aware that if, say, for instance, the top battery module was to fail and there was an abnormality, it would completely bypass and shut down due to the BMSs in individual systems, and it would still store up 10 kilowatt hours worth of storage in the meantime until that battery is replaced. We have an extremely quick turnaround in RMA. We can see it, you can see it, the client can see any faults. We get the replacement done with someone like Segen, our distributor, and then you can also then look to charge us and bill us for going back to site, which at the moment in this industry, there is no money in customer service and aftercare. And so it's really important for us that you're educated properly from the start, and that if there's any abnormalities, we get that resolved so we keep you as a client rather than lose you. Now, we are an extremely slim design. In fact, our battery is the thinnest on the market. So it's 15 centimeters, which all I can describe is the depth of an iPhone, the height of an iPhone. And that's 15 centimeters. It's the thinnest on the market. It can be wall mounted, as you can see in this picture. So it's a floor standing product. So again, everything comes in the box. Your Whelan dongle, your power sensor, your floor bracket with your wall brackets like this picture here. But please note, we also do a wall bracketed system. And if you require a wall bracketed system like the 4G dongle as mentioned, you just need to ask your distributor for that. So when I mentioned about in the battery packs themselves, in the battery modules, I mentioned we had our own BMSs, but we also created energy boosters with innovative energy optimizers. So let's just take an example of that left-hand picture with the traditional home battery based on 15 kilowatt hours. It will store 15 kilowatt hours in the length of its warranty, but it won't do anything more. So with our batteries, we have energy optimizers built in. So that allows up to 2,000 kilowatt hours more power. Batteries can charge and discharge independently. And we've also eliminated that traditional battery barrel effect. No pre-charging is required with our batteries, and they auto-equalize and can be installed without pre-charging required. And there's ultimate charging performance. So energy optimizers allow each battery to charge and discharge at maximum speeds. Now that 2,000 kilowatt hours is based on a 15 kilowatt hour system. Should you want to have the information based on a 5 and a 10, that will be put into you in a thank you email at the end of this webinar. Customizing capacity. Now this is a big thing because for us, as you know, families and households grow, the needs change within a property or in a commercial business. So how do we look to expand, and how do we look to expand the battery quickly for that family? So we have one system, one design, multiple different inverters, and we also do 3-phase inverters. The 3-phase inverters go up to a 12 kilowatt per inverter. You can have up to 30 kilowatt hours worth of battery storage. That's 6 batteries to 1 power module, which is 1 inverter. So they have the freedom to choose the battery capacity that suits them, and it offers them an affordable, attractive option for consumers as they grow. We also offer parallel systems which scales in the future. So as power needs grow, users can easily add new battery packs into their system, ensuring no energy is wasted. So in theory, for a three-phase system, you could have up to a parallel feature of 72 kilowatt hours if you were looking at commercial. And for single phase, you could have 72, 12, 24, sorry, 48, 56, 63. So you can have all those data sheets sent to you, and we will get them over to you by the end of today, along with our step-by-step guide also. So the solar input is a really big thing for us. So dual output and full speed for both charge. So basically, just if you were to take an example of a three-phase, but this will do the same for a single phase. If it was a 5 kilowatt, you have 24 kilowatts solar PV input out of a 12 kilowatt power module, or if it would be 10 kilowatts out of a 5 kilowatt power module, and it will give you the full speed of 12 kilowatts. It will also give you the 12 kilowatt full speed battery charging and the home load powering. So we also have overload protection for worry-free inductive, but we have the award-winning user app. So most apps on the market are really clever. We have all the basic modes, which is the self-consumption, the schedule mode, and the off-grid. And of course, we have the overlay modes, which are the peak shaving and the rapid charging. Now, there's two different forms of the app. Obviously, you as the professional installer, where it shows all your fleet management, whether you do 1 install or 5,000 installs, they'll all be under one roof and able for you to monitor. And then if you have the end user app as well, where they can get to see all the various different consumptions. We have the maximum self-sufficiency with a heat pump. So for us as a brand, we didn't really want to look to manufacture a heat pump. It wasn't really our sort of ethos of what we wanted to do with technology, but we were very cautious and aware that air source heat pumps are popping up in a lot of new build properties or existing properties with cavity walls. And so therefore we thought, how do we look to include this into our ecosystem? So we can basically be compatible with any air source heat pump on the market that's got an SG ready code. So brands like Valent, Daikin, Nimbe, Bosch, as long as they have an SG ready code, they can actually sit into the Anker SOLIX ecosystem app. But fear not, if they don't have the SG ready code, they can still be linked to our system. It just will not show up within the app as a different brand. This will allow you auto modes, so it will boost self-consumption with smart heat pump activation during peak solar output. It will give you a scheduled mode, which specifies the operating hours to tailor your needs through the Anker app. It has a manual mode, which will manually turn the heat pump on or off through the Anker app also. Next week, we will be discussing the launch of our green EV charger at Solar and Storage, and that's for the Anker SOLIX V1. And that will provide max self-sufficiency. We based it on a very similar design of our battery. It charges EVs with excess solar power, low cost and clean energy, maximum cost effectiveness, scheduled charging, maximum speed, which is rapid charging, and then finally max flexibility. So it also provides for the dynamic charging tariffs. So that is going to be announced at our Solar and Storage show next week. But what we find is with our app, it's really good because it will boost the savings with dynamic tariffs and time slots. Now, currently at the moment, in terms of tariff rates, I know they're quite limited in Ireland and they're being looked into under ESB. But for now, as a company, we are compatible in tariff databases with Nord Pool and Octopus Energy. So that's how time slots maximize savings. So lower costs using dynamic tariffs to the advantage, customizable charging. So setting parameters in the max SOC, charging and discharging slot times. And duration, and then profit visibility. So seeing profits in real time. Calculations can clearly display earnings, so you can track and optimize your energy investments. You can get this located on all of the app. It will show you your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly generation. It also helps you as an installer that when you're having a quiet time, which we all do have quiet spells of installation in colder conditions, it may allow you to see how your existing clients are generating solar when they're reaching max capacity stored up in the battery, over a course of or length of time. And then you could look to upgrade their battery. You could look to call them up for additional battery storage modules, because the installation and the commissioning time is super easy. So as mentioned, that Anker ecosystem, it's really important for us to have everything under that app. So the EV charger can fall under there. Anything that has an SG ready code for air source heat pumps can fall under there. And also PPS products that we sell in the likes of Argos and Harvey Norman and so forth. So that unlocks the solar's full potential with versatile energy storage system, and it integrates heat pumps and EV chargers as mentioned. So let's go to the tech within our battery and how it supports in cold conditions. So what we've noticed and what we have heard from market research is a lot of batteries were tending to fail, not just in Ireland, but UK as well, at certain points in temperature conditions. So first of all, our battery works completely to 100% at -20, up to +55. I don't think you're going to get +55 in Ireland. I don't think you'll get -20, but you have the peace of mind and the reassurance that because these batteries, and we feel batteries should be installed outside, that they work sufficiently. And that's due to the Anker BMS technology, because it's a more obtainable power during freezing temperatures, but also we have thermal boosting technology. So that gives you peak battery performance at any temperature. Since we've launched the battery in Ireland, I would probably say 95% of batteries have all been installed sufficiently outside. It's easier for you, the installer. It's giving the client more reassurance. It's not a regulation at the moment. It's a guidance where we're advising that batteries should be stored outside sufficiently, but we need to make sure the technology within that battery can support that for you as the installer and for them as the end user. We are also the only battery on the market that is IP66 with a C5 anti-corrosion rating. So that's power that beats coastal conditions. So globally, you will find that most batteries on the market sit between a C3 and C4 corrosion level rating. Now we've put this through endurance of 90 hours of CAS testing, and that's eliminating corrosion concerns. So it goes back to, it's not a regulation, it is a guidance, batteries being stored outside near to coastal line properties XYZ. So we advise that with ours, because it's had all its salinity testing, that you can install this sufficiently without any casing protection as it stands 300 meters from a coastal line. Okay, you can go below 300 meters, but we would then advise that you would have a form of casing to protect that battery. When you look at most batteries on the market, they don't ever actually highlight their C rating. I think we are the only ones globally that do highlight that, because it's a massive thing of how we feel the industry is going. So we're thinking outside the box, we're changing the narrative, and we're going ahead of time by making sure we've got the best rating we could possibly have. If you looked into some of the warranties of some of your current brands that you may be installing, they can be anything from 800, 1,000 meters from a coastal line. There's even one battery on the market that would fail a warranty if it's installed under 30 miles from a coastal line, which is the most bizarre sort of thing. So I think now a lot of installers are really starting to do their due diligence, research, see what beats the customer industry. So not only that, but we have also driven over this. The Americans have shot fireworks on it. It has really had some extreme condition changes and also testing facilities. Now, we also try and bring that C rating down on a month-by-month basis. So this is what it goes back to with our research and development team. We consistently try and change it to bring it down. So, and when we do, we will alert you whether it goes down by 250 or 200 meters and so forth. We are made up of LFP chemistry, which is the safest form, or what we deem as the safest form of chemistry on the market. Most batteries do have LFP chemistry, lithium iron phosphate, and they are from a top supplier versus NMC chemistry, which is nickel, magnesium, cobalt. As mentioned, we have that auto isolation of abnormal batteries in comparison to some batteries on the market that do a system failure with one battery. And we've also got a 0 voltage DC shutdown for shock-free safety versus maybe live ports with shock risk. And that's a massive thing as well that we've noticed in the market about making sure that you are safe when installing as an installer, but also when you've left your clients that they too are still secure and safe within their home. So as mentioned with the award-winning app, and the design awards that we've won. So we have the Anker app for the user, and we have the Anker Professional Installer app. Plus, you also get to see everything and all data on the Anker Professional O&M platform on a computer. In terms of the system build, the commissioning of the system, it's relatively easy. First of all, we've created a step-by-step guide for Segen, and that literally will talk you through the whole process from start to finish really easily with an actual installer doing this on a day-by-day basis. That will be shared with you at the end of this webinar today. But in terms of the commissioning, once you have created your Anker SOLIX account, so you have to request for an account at least 24 hours prior to your installation and commissioning. And also please note that you do have to complete Anker Academy, which is found and located online, which will send you all those details. The commissioning is a case of a connection of a Bluetooth from your mobile phone or tablet to the power module, the inverter. Once that is recognized, it will then ask you how many batteries you're putting into your system build, and it talks you through the process very easily. It then sends out, normally sometimes it will send out a software update, and the software update will take anything between 10 to 12.5 minutes, and you should be completely commissioned, finished up talking to your client within 15 minutes. We are a flexible and simple modular installation redefined. So, and like I said, we do a wall bracketed version, which you can see the guys here in this picture are currently installing. So based on a single phase inverter power module, it's 19 kg and the 3-phase is 30 kg in weight. And the individual battery modules of 5 kilowatts hours are 51 kg per individual pack. We do advise it is a 2-person lift. There is a very easy access hand grasps to the side of each of our individual systems, both inverter and battery. So just to reiterate, we have the user-friendly app, we have the customizable capacity, extreme performance of the IP66 and the C5 anti-corrosion. We have the LFP chemistry, DC shutdown voltage, intuitive screen display. And just to reiterate as well, that intuitive screen display, when we designed it, we were shocked how many batteries on the market that are doing the screen display, but lighting up for the whole length of its warranty and more. So ours is motion sensor. So it only lights up as you walk past, which is just a bit more eco-friendly. So what comes in the box? Everything comes in this box as standard as mentioned. So the Anker SOLIX offers the power modules, 5 to 12 3-phase or 3.68 to 6 kilowatt single phase, the battery modules, and then it comes with the mobile dongle. It comes with the wheel-in dongle, and the mobile dongle is a standard. It can also be hardwired as well. We have your power sensor, which comes as standard in the box. So just to make you aware, when we designed the power sensor, we designed the power sensor to be a hardline wire. However, we have also created a power sensor with CT clamp, and Segen, as our distributor, have had that sent to them. So you have the option of both depending on your project needs. We also have the different various schematics and schematic scenarios which we'll send over to you in terms of if it's energy storage only, or whether you've got a existing retrofit inverter, whether you want to have specific loads backed up on a sub-panel within the house, like the lighting, the Wi-Fi to keep the children quiet, the fridge, freezer. We've got all of those different schematics, which we will include them over to you. So we are about creating the future of smart home energy. So for Anker SOLIX, where we are is home electricity analysis and management, Anker intelligence with smart consumption, and emotional value enhanced interactions, as opposed to some traditional companies. And this is what allows us to completely continue to innovate and partner with brands. We've got 50 plus employees worldwide. Within Europe, 4 offices and 11 warehouses. So our stock line comes from UK and Germany. And as mentioned, we are marketed in multiple videos and press pieces. What we will say is it's not just about a phone call, putting you on an account system with us, and then you doing the training. It's really important for us as individuals, as a company, to actually make sure that we oversee that training. So what we also tend to do is, if there's an install that you have, we would, and you know when it is, just give us a call, because we would love to attend to your install and support your install as a company. And then what we also tend to do is we also will support in your marketing. So if there's any marketing that you require, then we'll be able to support you on that also. And that's done with sending out marketing teams, helping build your business and your brand. We also have leads that come in from B2C clients, and we give them to our distributors, such as Barry, and then Barry will put them into the hands of you as installers. And they're strong leads we like to build back to the business. And then our final thing that we also do is we're very heavily on making sure that we give back to you, because at the end of the day, you're an installer and you are the last point of sell within my company. You are selling to that end user, that customer. So we do offer different various rebate schemes based on sales through periods over a quarterly basis. And again, Barry can discuss that with you and reach out.